Thank you so much for joining us from Italy. Appreciate you. And everybody else that's joining. We're slowly getting people. We're kind of waiting for everybody before we talk about the weekly nerd news. And Todd is sharing that on his multiple accounts, like Live Action Comics, Element X too.
Element X
and Todd Christian. We're great. How about yourself? How's it going over there from Italy?
Oh, yeah.
So we're doing great. Thank you. Hey, Kate. Welcome.
Do you guys know what these super hearts are? Does anyone know what the heck
I don't know what super hearts are, but they sound cool.
It sounds cool, but I don't know what it is because I've never seen one.
Sure.
I'm sure some of the Periscope people will know what the heck that is.
So we're getting close to kind of the number that we get started with. So he's still sharing. Should I kind of give him like the bummer news while you're doing that?
Yeah, do the bummer news.
All right, so we're going to start out with some not great news going on, as we tend to do, because we like to get that out of the way first. So we have some deaths this week. What just happened, so chances are you're probably hearing it first. Unfortunately, it's not really great bragging rights to say that you're hearing this
just
first.
Just as we were about to
But just as we were about to go live, it came out that Martin Landau, the Oscar-winning actor from Ed Wood, North by Northwest, the Mission Impossible TV series, he has died at the age of 89. So, sad day for that. He was awesome. You've seen Martin Landau in stuff for sure. As well this week, George A. Romero, pretty much the godfather of the zombie genre, that how we know it, and the director of Night of the Living Dead, he died this week at the age of 77 with lung cancer.
He made such a great movie at that time.
Yeah. It was super
I was
creepy.
Always impressed by that. Mm-hmm. I mean, they didn't have much of the technology we use now, and he did such a great job.
It was all about tone. It was all about just like the implied terror.
Yeah.
So I mean,
if you guys haven't watched that recently, go and watch that just to recap on it. Or if you haven't seen it, just watch it for the first time.
Yeah, for sure. And I agree.
It's a great movie.
And hey, how's it going, Stephanie? Welcome to
Stephanie.
Periscope for the first time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.
Your first time with us is awesome. So thank you.
We appreciate it.
So now, also, you should watch Night of the Living Dead because a lot of people complain like, "Oh, I'd love to make a movie, but I don't have a lot of money or whatever." Look at that, like, that's a low-budget film. Look at that, and look how effective and how creepy that is.
He made it great. It didn't seem low-budget.
What do we think about Dunkirk? What do you think of it?
I don't know much about it. It doesn't... I've seen the previews.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'm not...
No.
I haven't really cared much to look into it.
No, it doesn't do anything for me.
I don't know. It's not really... To me,
hey Jen,
he's kind of stepping outside of his box because he wants to start doing some other genres.
It seems really big, but it just doesn't look like my cup of tea.
I don't know. From the trailer, it never really tells you what it is, and
no, it doesn't at all.
At all. I don't know if that's on purpose or what they're trying to do, but it doesn't say a darn thing about the movie. I mean, you have to give something about the movie, not just
Does it feel like when you saw the trailers, it felt like all it does is show you that the same actors he's used before are in this? You know what I mean?
Just different characters.
It's like, if you loved The Scarecrow, watch Dunkirk. It has nothing to do. It's like, I'm pretty sure he's not playing the same character. Mm-hmm. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm glad you like our tattoos.
I don't have any.
He doesn't have any, so I guess my tattoos. But so thank
tattoos.
You. Mine. So the other and the third person, because we've discussed this, bad news comes in threes.
It usually does. Every week it seems to.
The stuntman from The Walking Dead, John Bernecker, he suffered a massive injury on the set of The Walking Dead. He was in the hospital on life support, and unfortunately he died this week. So our thoughts go out to Martin Landau, George A. Romero, and John's family. So now on to better news. So, one of my favorite bands of all time is getting a biopic about one of my favorite lead singers of all the time.
Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody, which is
one of the greatest songs ever.
Which is one of the greatest songs ever. Is finally it's going to be a biopic about the rock band Queen. Absolutely.
Good call.
So it is finally about ready to happen. Bryan Singer was in talks to direct it as of last year, so he's going to be directing it. Rami Malek, the star of Mr. Robot, is going to be playing Freddie Mercury, which I can see it. Like, visually, I just hope that they have other people singing, obviously, but he definitely looks the part. So Queen's official website says that it's as close as that to start shooting. Pre-production's beginning this week in the UK, and principal photography in and around London is looking at starting as soon as mid-September. So we'll probably have a biopic next year.
Did you see that comment?
What was that?
They said, "What do you think about the apes?"
We will talk about it. It was amazing. It was amazing.
A few days ago.
So
we saw it on Friday.
Yes, it was incredible. So we'll talk about that more with the box office.
Yeah.
Roundup.
And how we liked it. And
it was amazing. So Hulu has a 1-hour horror fantasy drama called Lock and Key, and that's getting a new director. Horror filmmaker Andy, I'm going to murder this, Muschietti from Mama, the director from Mama, has been tapped to helm the adaptation of the IDW comic by Joe Hill and artist Gabriel Rodriguez. So expect to look for that on Hulu. It's pretty cool. Taraji P. Henson has been cast as an algorithm named Yes in Ralph Breaks the Internet, Wreck-It Ralph 2. I didn't know that was a thing, but that's coming out. So that's kind of cool. I like the first one. Have you seen the first Wreck-It Ralph? It was fun. It had a lot of like the old bad guys from other arcade games. I
don't do a lot of cartoons.
Yeah. If you missed it, your life isn't suffering because of it, but it's really good. I enjoyed it. Yeah, you'll make it, man.
I like certain cartoons, but there's a lot of them, and there's a lot of movies. So
speaking of which, to prove your point, the next news is John Lasseter has stepped aside as co-director of Toy Story 4. So this week in D23, he said that the other co-director, Josh Cooley, would take the reins of the movie, and it has a release date of June 16th of 2019. So it's kind of to your point, a lot of cartoons.
There's a ton of cartoons.
Toy Story 4 is for sure coming. Also at D23, Disney said that there's a new Marvel Spider-Man cartoon that's coming to Disney XD. That's going to premiere 7 a.m. Saturday, August 19th.
Which you might be there. You might be watching at 7 a.m.
I might be in my jammies with cereal.
Yeah, he loves
absolutely.
Spider-Man.
So I might have to get in my jammies and watch that as I'm eating Lucky Charms or something. And Robbie Damon is going to be the voice of the web slinger. What do we think of the Emmy nominations? We will get to that in a second because we're actually talking about that. That is a great question, so stay tuned because we're.
You guys are on top of this. It's good.
I like it. I like the interaction here. Great questions. Good. Also, they've announced that there's going to be a third season of the Guardians of the Galaxy cartoon, and it's going to be subtitled Mission Breakout because they're trying to have it coincide with their California Adventure ride. So, but I have not seen that yet, but I love the movies, so I'm kind of tempted to see the cartoon. Hopefully it comes out on Netflix. It has been announced, obviously, Tim Burton's Dumbo. It's a live-action remake. Will be in theaters March 29th of 2019. So a lot of stuff that we're talking about here is coming out in 2019.
They need more cartoons. You're about to get a ton.
You're going to get more than you wanted. And a lot of former cartoons are going to be live action because not only is there live action Dumbo, but there's also the live action Aladdin, directed by Guy Ritchie, where they have announced that, what are their names? So it is relatively newcomer Mina Masad is going to be Aladdin, and Naomi Scott is going to be Jasmine, with Will Smith as the genie. So that is interesting.
That'd be good.
So yeah, we'll see. It's hard for me to see Will Smith and not be Fresh Prince. All of these years later,
I know.
Like
you always get
it's so hard.
Characters that.
And it's so hard in Suicide Squad because he's Will Smith in Suicide Squad. He's not like
we were talking about David Schwimmer the other day playing
Rob Kardashian.
You can't
Juice. Juice.
You're always just thinking that's Ross.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. It didn't work for me, but
yeah. And just the worst part for me with Will Smith with Suicide Squad. Okay, here's the camera. Like what you're seeing as the audience. He's like, "What? We some kind of Suicide Squad."
I know.
It's like, oh my God! Like, there's not a more natural way of saying that word. It was, like, you can't naturally, like, organically come up with Suicide Squad. You have to be like, dropping down the sunglasses.
That's kind of like the snakes on the plane.
Lines. I'm tired of these snakes on a plane.
Mother effing snakes on this mother effing plane.
Which is great. I think it was TBS. TBS or one of those, the censored version of Snakes on a Plane would be like.
How did they do that?
On this Monday to Friday plane.
Mother freaking
Yeah, it was. I don't remember what the first one was, but it was on this Monday to Friday plane.
Oh my goodness!
It's like. Wow. They used to say Melon Farmer on TBS. They'd replace it with Melon Farmer.
Oh, man.
I'm like, I don't
know. Now
they
just go straight forward. That's
they beep it out or just do a completely different word. Or they'll cut away. I've noticed that a lot. They'll cut away when someone is normally swearing so they can just skip it. So, big, kind of on the caption here, big news today about the new Doctor Who. So the last one announced he was going to leave. He's going to be back. Hey, how's it going, Narnia? Welcome.
Narnia.
So he already announced he's going to be gone, but the current Doctor Who, or the one just exiting because he has a Christmas special coming
Jennifer?
out. I think so.
Hi, Jennifer.
He's going to be at Comic-Con, but the new Doctor Who has been announced, and it's Broadchurch's Jodie Whittaker. In the decades this has been around, this is the first female Doctor Who. So she's going to be taking over the role.
Yeah, it was kind of big news.
Yeah, that's huge news.
Yeah, it's good.
So there's a couple people rumored.
Well, like last week we're talking, and women are kind of trying to speak out about them getting some of the major roles, and it looks like
this is huge.
Their voice is being heard,
and it's one of those. Honestly, it's one of those characters. If you're going to drastically change it, where it's like different actors playing different doctors, why not? It's not like we're going to have James Bond be played by Oprah Winfrey. That's a little bit different. But if it's something that's completely just a different character, why not? So I think that's awesome. Very excited for fans of that show. Netflix has set September 1st for the third season of Narcos. Which, have you ever seen that show?
No.
It's excellent.
Narcos?
Narcos is awesome, but
I know of it.
This is after Pablo Escobar has been killed. So it's kind of like the aftermath of it. My problem.
I tried to watch the first episode. I kind of lost it.
I think where it may have lost you. Yes, Westwood got a lot of nominations. It's probably going to win a ton too.
Yeah, it was great.
My theory, maybe why you couldn't get into it, which is also why I appreciate it visually, but couldn't get into it narratively, is there's no good guys. Yeah. Really, like Pablo is a terrible person, but they also kind of make the DEA agents. There's not.
I don't remember why I stopped. I just.
So hopefully,
grab my attention.
They kind of tried to do that in the second season, and hopefully in the third season they're more likable. So there is a Suicide Squad 2 update very shortly. So now we're talking about the Emmys. HBO has cleaned house yet again with grabbing the most Emmy noms at 110. Last year they had 94. So even though Game of Thrones did not qualify for this year, HBO's like, I don't care. We're still going to get a bunch of nominations. And coming in just below was Netflix. Last year they had 54. This year they have 91 noms. Have you seen who is nominated and things like that? Have you followed that at all?
A little bit. I haven't had much time to dive into that, but
I think what's frustrating about the Emmys is just it tends to be the nominations are autopilot a lot. So it's kind of like, who cares if this season of Modern Family wasn't that great? Because it was great at the start, we're just going to get your nomination.
Yeah.
And House of Cards, which I normally love, I don't agree except for Robin Wright. I don't agree this was the year they should be nominated for as many as they were before. And they keep getting it.
Yeah.
The thing that's bothering me the most is the Americans. This is its final season. It should have... It did it last year, and I feel like they're like, yeah, we got them last year. We're going to go back to the status quo. Where I think... that show keeps getting better.
I agree with The Leftovers. We just had a comment.
The Leftovers, yes.
Is a really good show.
Awesome.
I love
Very
that show.
awesome show.
Which I haven't watched this last season, but
people say
once
it's awesome.
I am about to get, Game of Thrones is on today, guys. I'm sure a lot of you know that.
Yeah, winter in July. So winter is here.
Summer,
yeah, happy Game of Thrones Day. We forgot to say that.
It is definitely Game
I
of
didn't
Thrones
put that down at the top, but because I focus I focus on the bummer news first.
Right.
I did not get to it. But happy Game of Thrones Day, everybody.
Yeah.
Winter is here.
But anyway, I'm going to watch Leftovers.
Sure.
Once I get that subscription, I cancel it after I'm done watching what I want to watch. So
sad news in the Muppet world. Steve Whitmire, the longtime Kermit the Frog, he has been fired by Disney's Muppet Studios. Not really sure why that is. He's really heartbroken by it, but, and I thought he did a good job. I'm a Muppet fan, as you can kind of see here. So,
Jennifer, you want winter in Florida?
Yeah, it's pretty humid there right now.
It's really
Holy
hot
crap.
there right now.
Yeah.
Humid and just
this is
super hot. What's the temperature there right now, Jennifer?
We'll wait. Hot is probably...
Yeah. Stupid.
Holy cow is probably the right temperature for it.
Holy cow, yeah.
No, I don't think it's bad that you've never seen an episode of Game of Thrones. I saw the first season and it just wasn't for me. So, but you like it.
Yeah, you didn't. You actually watched it and didn't get into it?
I could not get into it.
Yeah, we have a tad of different taste. But
yeah, just slightly on some stuff.
Game of Thrones is kind of...
We have like a Venn diagram of interest.
It's an investment because it's a long...
Yeah, and people said, well, you just need to get to the third season. I'm like, you want me to go suffer through 2 seasons to get to it? Like, it needs to grab me earlier than that. Because I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't like that, though.
I just couldn't.
I mean...
The first season was a bunch of old kings talking about their past glory without even seeing the flashbacks. Like, you're just watching them, and you're like, you're a TV show, right? You can show what you're talking about. But nope. Felt like at the end of every speech, they would have been like, I guess you had to be there.
Yeah, they kind of... I don't know. That's just his style
of
writing,
But people love it. People love it.
I'm one of them. I'm all over that bandwagon. Yeah. Game of Thrones.
Justin Theroux's awesome. Yeah. He is one of my favorite people here in Hollywood, talent-wise. Yeah. It's pretty great.
Well, I think if you don't get into the Game of Thrones... like right from the beginning, it's going to be tough because to watch a season, it takes forever. Yeah. And if you're not focused on that show, you're not going to know what the heck's going on. Yeah. Really. I mean, you can't be texting or,
You really can't.
Be on Twitter because there's 100 characters that you'll just not know who they are. Yeah. Honestly.
And by the time you start to really like them, they die.
Yeah.
They get killed off.
I was talking about this the other day. I bet the writers of Game of Thrones have like a giant board.
Oh, they have a Bible for sure. They probably have it looks like one of those maybe like FBI charts.
Yeah. It's like an FBI chart. And they're like, oh yeah, this guy goes here and that's his wife and she's married to him. I know that's how it goes. Because there are that many characters.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and that many kingdoms and villages.
It boggles my mind, actually, how many freaking characters there are.
Yeah.
Because,
we're
writers
awesome.
And we know how that stuff goes. So, anyway.
So, David Ayer has exited Universal's Scarface remake, with insiders saying it was just too tight a schedule for Ayer's liking on a movie that had an August 2018 date.
Hey, Dad.
So, what's up, Todd's dad? So, which is interesting, that... I think because of his experience on like the Blitzkrieg scheduling for Suicide Squad, he doesn't want to repeat that. Mm-hmm. Like he wants to have like the time because David Ayer, he had 6 weeks to write Suicide Squad. Mm-hmm. That's insane. So I think probably he's like, you know what, like I need air.
Yeah.
So we understand, David. Netflix has also given a 10-episode order to The Umbrella Academy, which is a live-action series based on the popular graphic novels by Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance. And yes, Stranger Things 2 is coming out.
Yeah, I was like, My Chemical Romance and graphic novel.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean,
yeah.
Kind of makes sense because they're very visual. Their look. So I guess that makes sense. Michael Jackson's Halloween is a new hour-long animated special featuring the King of Pop's music, and its soundtrack will premiere on CBS. So it's like a 1-hour special. So that'd be very interesting. I wonder if he doesn't say a lot about it, but I wonder if he, hunts ghosts with his monkey Bubbles. I think that'd be pretty great.
Yeah,
I think that'd be pretty awesome. Bubbles and Webster.
Yeah,
because he used to hang out with Emmanuel Lewis all the time. So why not? Webster and Bubbles and Michael Jackson solving crime. Count me in.
Yeah.
So Hulu is expanding its library of animated series. So someone else said that they need more cartoons. If you have Hulu, you are getting it. So they're offering the full run of Bob's Burgers.
Oh no, the Game of Thrones is starting on the East Coast. We're gonna lose some.
That's go to the Noah Kinsey, go to Live Action Comic. So don't miss Game of Thrones on our account. Go and check out Game of Thrones. Watch us on YouTube or Twitter. Totally understand.
Or just later tomorrow.
Or just later.
Put it up on YouTube.
Yeah. So going back to that, Hulu will also have the Cleveland Show, as well as Futurama and all past seasons of American Dad. So you're getting a ton of cartoons. Do you remember Twisty the Clown from the previous season of American Horror Story?
That guy is creepy.
He's back. So he is going to be in the 7th season of American Horror Story.
Yeah, if you hate clowns, you're probably not going to watch that one.
How's it going, Sea Cubs? Welcome. I think that's what it said. If I butchered your thing, I apologize. Yeah, Bob's Burgers pretty great.
Bob's Burgers is really funny. I do dig that one.
The season 2 premiere of Luke Cage will be directed by Lucy Liu. She directed a few episodes of Elementary, so she has some great experience with that. I don't know what you're saying about Prison Break, but I enjoyed this past season 5-ish event series. It was pretty good. So it's different, but it's basically, once you accept that the event series is the Odyssey, that's literally what it is. Like, you watch it, and it is the Odyssey. So I think that was pretty cool, but I kind of have to separate it from the series because I loved how the actual series ended. So, to answer that question of the person, I don't think there's going to be a season 6 because the ratings were just like, meh. So, look, Stephanie, go back and watch it with the Odyssey and kind of go like that way because it's so different. But it's not as good as the first 4 seasons and that end movie. Yeah, The Crossing looks definitely interesting.
Yeah,
so
it does look good.
This is a Suicide Squad 2 update. So the director of Shallows has emerged as a front runner choice. So there's been a couple other people, but that's kind of like the front runner. So this is some cool news, kind of showing some like awesome industry. So when Ryan Reynolds found out that Wonder Woman that Wonder Woman beat Deadpool in the domestic box office.
Game of Thrones.
Enjoy. When he found that out, he posted a picture of Deadpool Merc with the Mouth with like Wonder Woman in the middle of like hand hearts, and with a caption saying, "The Merc may be filthier, but her BO is stronger. Congrats!" And then hashtag Wonder Woman, hashtag box office boss. I just like it when there's support.
Heart with the Wonder Woman symbol.
Yeah, I just like when there's support for other because there's enough room for everybody.
Yeah, it's kind of like a shout out for the other
Bye, Italy.
It's pretty good.
Hemlock Grove alum Bill Skarsgård, for the few people that watched that show.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah,
show.
it was decent, but it just didn't do that great.
He's
been cast as series regular for. We talked about this in previous episodes, but Hulu has that Castle Rock psychological drama from J.J. Abrams and Stephen King, and he's been cast in that. Freeform, more comic book stuff. Freeform has another live-action comic book series. It's kind of a comedy for Marvel's The New Warriors. And
I really can't believe how many of these are
so many, because they also have Cloak and Dagger coming out.
But it's telling Noah that's kind of good because it's live action, and it kind of people will probably go to live action comics.
Yeah, so it works for us.
So it does.
But Milana Vaintrub from This Is Us has been tapped to play Squirrel Girl. That premiere is going to be in 2018, so this is going to be a superhero heavy.
How would you like if you were a girl you played Squirrel Girl?
Awesome, cool? Because that is a great character in the Marvel Comics world. It's a very fun character, so it's pretty.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know how I'd want to be like Squirrel Man.
I don't know. Like, I think if you read the comics and kind of saw that whole stuff.
I don't know much about Squirrel Girl, but
yeah,
I don't know if many people do. But
and the last little bit of news we have, Quentin Tarantino has announced what his 9th and possibly penultimate movie is going to be. It is going to be based on a true story about the Manson family murders, about actor Sharon Tate and other house guests.
That was good. Squirrel Girl, Mouth of Nuts.
I see what you did there. Hey, what is up? I can't say your name on there, but hi. So I do not see what it says, so I apologize.
I can't either.
Now we have 3 renewals, because it's the summer, so we're not going to get a lot of renewals. So, Beat Shazam, kind of that game show starring and also executive produced by Jamie Foxx, where you have to guess a song before Shazam does, the app, has been renewed. Which I'm like, man, I don't understand how that's a show, because if you beat Shazam, then that shows that the app isn't that great. Because if a person can beat it, like, how effective is that app? But if you lose to Shazam, that can be boring too. But apparently, it's not that boring because they're renewing it for a second season. TNT is renewing that Claws drama that was like the manicurist kind of drama. I don't know if you saw the billboards with that, but it looked very interesting. Did you see it?
Disturbing to me.
Did you watch it or just?
I watched it was the dark. Most graphic thing I've ever watched.
It's pretty dark.
Sexually graphic.
Yeah. It's
which
pretty.
I was like, what am I watching right now?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what I was watching. It was just on TV. But I turned it. It was like it was like some softcore porn on like regular TV. I'm like, okay.
Yikes. So A&E has ordered an additional 100 3-hour live episodes of that real-time reality police docuseries. I think it's Live PD. 3 hours is we do a live show. It's like maybe 40 minutes tops. For 3 hours live?
That's a long time.
Yikes. Yeah. Well, they liked it. Okay. Last bit is about the box office.
Okay.
Coming in at number 1, War for the Planet of the Apes with $56.5 million.
It was great.
We saw it. Amazing.
Loved it.
Highly recommend it.
Go see it, please.
One of the most perfect trilogies ever. Phenomenal. I exposed this dude to the first 2.
Yeah.
And he really liked it. And then on a Friday, we went and saw this. It was amazing. I got an A- cinema score, so Fox is really happy with that. It was the second best of the franchise, so it came in below Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which was $72.6 million, but above the first one, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, of $54.8.
Yeah.
So I think it has legs. I think it's going to last. It did well in the international
If you
market.
could pick out of the 3, I know this is going to be a hard question to ask you, but which one do you like better?
Probably this one. I think they slowly ramp up. I think they're all phenomenal. I think they're all pretty much perfect. But probably this one. I loved it. It's kind of like a Western. It really had a Western feel to it. It was pretty awesome.
It was an interesting way they did it. And it just visually, it was amazing.
Yeah, visually it was phenomenal. The cinematography was amazing. The locations they choose were...
Animation was...
Oh my god.
Animation was...
Perfect.
Probably one of the best I've seen.
Perfect. Highly recommend it. Coming in at number 2 was Spider-Man Homecoming, which dropped 61%, which kind of falls along the lines of what they usually drop. A little bit. I'm a little bummed out about it, but, it's getting kind of congested in the box office. But, it's on the plus side, thanks to its it's in the summer. So a lot of people are going during the week because a lot of people are out of school. It's racked up in about 2 weeks. They're not even a week. 208.3 million, which is amazing. So thanks to that, it actually beat Amazing Spider-Man's lifetime roll of 202 million, 202.9. So in a week, it's beat the last one's total run in the box office, which is huge. Coming in at number 3 is Despicable Me 3 with 18.9 million, dropped 44%, which is great actually for it. And we talked about that. Even though it didn't do as well as the second Despicable Me, it kind of is going to last. And it is. Its total is 188 million on a budget of 80, so they're feeling really great about it in just week 3. Baby Driver comes in at number 4 with 8.75 million, only dropped 33. Holding great. Its total cum is 73.1.
Baby Driver must be a good movie.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but amazing things.
It's holding kind of right there with the Big Sick.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw the Big Sick, and that was a pretty solid movie.
Speaking of which, they added 2,300 screens for the Big Sick.
Oh, they did?
And it jumped to number 5.
There you go.
We talked about last time, with only 200 or so screens.
More theaters.
Well, they're slowly rolling it out.
Yeah.
So this is actually pretty smart. But it jumped up to number 5 at 7.6 million, which is an increase from last week of 113%. Everything else is going down. This one's blasting through the roof with a total of 16 million. So good for them.
Yeah.
I hear it's a really great film. So that is all we have for part 1 for the weekly nerd news. We are going to be switching over to live action comic. I'll be sharing that on mine as well. Hello, welcome. Even though we're just ending here,
Jennifer, just switch over to the
live action comic. I'll be sharing it on my
Periscope
as well, so you'll be able to see it on there. Thanks, Jen. Oh, hey, Stephanie. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you follow me there. I'm glad that you came here.
Yeah, and thanks for following us, everybody.
So we're going to switch over. We have some news about the other stuff we have going on. Definitely rewatch for the Suicide Squad stuff. There is news on the director they chose. So Perfect Strangers, one of the best shows of the 80s/90s. Amazing. But we're going to be switching over, so we'll see you guys very shortly.
Hello. We're back for part 2 of SuperCast. And we're just going to talk about the live-action comics aspect of the whole shebang that we got going on. We are adding a new website to the ordeal that we have going on. It's called Nerdicans. So it's kind of like our nerdiest news of the week. Like basically we do nerdy news. Noah kind of heads that. He does that part of it. So we decided to start a blog page on all the stuff that we talk about. So hi guys.
Yes, this is live.
This is all
Jennifer.
Oh, it's Jennifer again?
Yeah.
Hi Jennifer. Good
hey,
job.
John.
That was good.
Hey Michael.
She found us from the other side.
Yeah.
So basically, we're just going to use that as a platform to share all of our stuff on. So, if we we talk about Spider-Man, we'll put a relevant Spider-Man article up there, along with live-action comic stuff, along with some of Noah's stuff, some of my stuff, all the links that we're talking about, like NoahKinsey.com will be up there. Live action comics will be there, along with Marvel and DC and all the cool stuff that we like.
So it's just going to be a great place, like a one-stop shop where you can find news, like industry-related news, comic book-related news, and then if it's coming from other sites or other places to kind of learn more, you can go to, you can click on it and it'll be sent to where actual news is coming from. And we'll have content there that we generate as well as we go along, but this is a great hub for information on things that we all love, and that we're all interested in.
Absolutely. So, so whatever we talk about, we'll basically post. We'll have like a little cool, interesting article that we find.
Because on the Weekly Nerd News, we kind of just do the highlight, or at least kind of the bullet points for it.
Right.
There you can do a deeper dive and
kind
of
just
find more
go
stuff.
there and read as much as you want into everything we're talking about. Because on these live shows, we can't go so much in depth and read like articles to you guys. And
plus, with people popping in and out, I mean, it wouldn't be very conducive.
Yeah, they wouldn't understand.
If we talked about one topic for 10 minutes, someone's news going to come at 9 minutes. Like, what are you talking about? It's like,
they'll be like, ugh. Then we'll be like, oh, okay. Do we repeat it or just watch the replay?
Just watch it.
That's what we'll say. So then we'll talk about now the giveaways. We gave away a gift pack last week. We hit 100
Congrats,
subscribers. Yeah. Yes. Hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, and that's how we're basing these giveaways from our YouTube page. So now the next prize will be at 500. We actually grew pretty quick. We got 200. We got 200 pretty fast.
Pretty much almost doubled in a week.
Yeah,
so thank you guys so much
for.
We're really loving the support and the interaction you guys have, and hopefully you're liking the show.
And then we have a 1 through 3 Robot Chicken.
Yeah, it's either the first 3 or the first 4 seasons of Robot Chicken. That once we get to the 500, we will choose a winner that will get a care package with that, as well as more comics.
Right. Yeah,
we have that. And are we doing the signed poster as well?
Yeah.
Or are we going to do something else live action?
Yeah, I can give another poster. That's fine.
Yeah, so we'll do that.
We'll do a poster thrown in there, and then 1,000 you get an autographed signed copy of Element X.
Yeah, so we're getting close to that. After we hit the 500, that'll be our next benchmark.
And that'll be pretty fun.
You get like a signed comic from the creator of Element X. And live action comics are right here. Not naming any names, but I'm pointing because that's not rude.
Yeah. So what else? What do we got?
I mean, I think it's really important. I think today we should just kind of, with the website, with the Nerdican website.
Yeah.
And we'll have links and we'll post that on our social media. Definitely check out liveactioncomics.com for everything related to that. You can check out my site, NoahKinsey.com. But a lot of that, honestly, if you go to Nerdicans, all of that's going to be a hub for all.
Yeah.
So you can
Live
go to
Action
that and
Comics,
see.
Nerdikins, Noah Kinsey.
No.
We're trying to connect all of it together.
Mm-hmm. And make sure to follow all of the social media stuff. Yeah. Mine's the Noah Kinsey for all of it. Yours is Live Action Comic, singular on Twitter, plural on Instagram. But there's also everything Element X and
we have Element X, my personal Instagram, Todd Christian. Yeah. And on Twitter, I'm Todd Christian. Mm-hmm. So,
and we'll link that stuff in the website too.
Yeah, so. Yeah. Well, actually, all those links are right there on Nerdikins.
Perfect.
Actually, you guys see what we did with Nerdikins? It's Americans, but with nerd.
Yeah.
So it's like nerdy Americans. So actually,
that's the way to spell it.
Yeah, on Nerdikins, we have all the handles. So we have Instagram is Nerdikins. Twitter is Nerdikins. Facebook is Nerdikins.
Welcome from Brazil. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Brazil. So we have all those. So you can find Nerdikins pretty easily. Mm-hmm. And that's just going to be an entertainment news website that connects all of our stuff and all of the other, anything cool that we like. Very nice. What's Jennifer saying?
Just said that.
She's very nice. Yeah. She's a nice girl. From Florida in the hot, humid weather.
And the humidity.
Hope you're in the AC, Jennifer. Yeah.
I think that's it. I think that's good. Kind of short, sweet, to the point. Check out nerdikins.com.
Yeah.
For everything related to the stuff. If you're interested in this show, if you like this show, you're gonna like that site.
Yeah.
Has all the stuff that
we'll have.
Like, hey, Sea Cubs again.
We'll have.
Hey, Danny.
We'll have the SuperCast on there as well.
Yes. So we'll have all of that
supports
stuff.
Video and. Instagram feeds and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So it's a good little
Everything
platform.
will be linked, and you're going to be able to find out all the stuff about us as well as the stuff we're all interested in.
And guys, if you ever want to start a blogging website, do WordPress. They're pretty impressive.
WordPress is pretty great.
WordPress is, I'm pretty impressed with that whole
Thanks,
platform.
Alan. It's actually up, so you can check that out.
Yeah, check out nerdikins.com.
Thank you, Abby. Appreciate it.
And liveactioncomics.com, of course, but... I think that's...
Yeah, I think that's it. Well, we want to thank you guys again.
Yeah.
We really appreciate your guys' support. You guys have been awesome, and just being able to interact with you guys. Did I get new tattoos? I got new tattoos like a couple months ago, so I got like Kermit and a few other things. But that was, not since last week. But anyway, thank you guys for just kind of being a part of this. Yeah. We hope that you like the show. If there's questions or anything that you want to talk to us about, reach out to us in social media.
Yeah. Ask us questions on Twitter. We will answer we answer all questions. We're not ones that will ignore people on Twitter.
And if any of you know much about the Civil War series in the Marvel Comics, I have questions, so someone reach out, because I just finished.
Oh, you did?
Because I have Marvel Unlimited, which is like the app that you can for a year subscription, you can read all the backlog, which is amazing, by the way. Yeah. If you get a chance to get that, it is really inexpensive.
How much is it?
It's like $60 a year. So I was spending maybe $40 a month at comic book shops, between 20 and 40. So 60, and the only thing is you have to wait 6 months.
Thus our giant bags of comics.
Of me buying way too many. Infinity War is going to be great. But anyway, but if you don't mind waiting 6 months, because that's kind of when the new releases come out 6 months later, but I don't mind. I'm kind of busy where I kind of binge read. I don't have time to read them that regularly. But anyway, just finished the whole Civil War series, which 100 comics are in crossovers and stuff. Mm-hmm. But the ending was I don't know where it goes from there, so if anybody knows, I have questions. Yeah. So, but anyway, join us next week. We'll be back with more weekly nerd news, weekly updates on live action comics. Feel free to reach out to us on social media. Yeah.
And I also want to thank, we've had a lot of product being sold on Live Action Comics, which we really appreciate.
Yeah, so thank you.
We've had some donations as well.
Yes, the new Spider-Man movie was amazing. The best Spider-Man movie ever.
Again, we just want to say thank you to all the viewers and people that are following us. And
thank you guys.
That means everything to us because we wouldn't be anything without our people that follow us. So
we really appreciate you guys, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week.
See you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.